Can I just start by saying how proud I am of myself? Mabel, I'm so proud of you. This is the second video of January 2026. Like I said, I'm on a mission, okay? I'm on a mission. We are pushing these videos out. We're actually getting the girl English. I'm actually sharing my poetry with y'all on a consistent basis. I have a plan for January. We shall see if I will stick with this schedule moving forward, like February and the rest of the months, or if I'll like change some stuff up, you know, because of like my own personal schedule, all that, okay? But anywho, I'm so happy to be here with y'all today. Happy to be making this video. Funny enough, fun facts, the poem I'm about to share with y'all, I did record a video to this last year, I think back in like February, but I don't know, my spirit wasn't really feeling it. I wasn't like, it just wasn't that time. Why would the light change? And then it died. Anywho, honestly, that video I wasn't really feeling. This is technical difficulties, whatever. Don't tell me it's like dead. Oh, there we go. Anywho, if it turns, oh my god, you just have to say that you're fine. Wow, you're not. Whatever, because I'm not even about to play with that. I'm not. Obviously, I gotta get a new light because I charge it, but it's like, I don't know what's wrong with my light right now. There's something wrong with it. It's not working. But anywho, like I was saying, I did record this poem for y'all last year, but my spirit just wasn't feeling it. And I could not, it's probably not going to turn on, whatever. And I could not go with posting it. Like, I just couldn't. Also, it's been glitching. Like, my phone was tripping out around that time. And when I even tried to watch the video earlier today, it's like glitching. So hey, maybe God wasn't supposed to post it at that time or share that poem at that time. But this poem is still very relevant to life, everything that's going on, you know, just, it's a lot going on, not only in our personal lives, but in general. Like, the world just has too much going on. So this poem is still very relevant, hence why I wanted to share with y'all today. But yeah, without further ado, let's honestly get into it because, you know, we're going to continue this together after I share the poem. And of course, I have my handy dandy journal here with me. All right, y'all. Without further ado, suffering and survival. All right, technical difficulties per usual. Anywho, we're going to start this poem, Suffering and Survival. If I had to ask God one question, it'd probably be, why pain? What is the purpose? As soon as these words fall from my mouth, I'm flooded with responses from what I believe to be my subconscious, phrases I've heard from experience, reasonings I've convinced myself to be true based on my understanding of the spiritual, justifying this human theological question. Spirituality connects us, and so within each religion, the central theme and understanding of the need for pain remains constant. Philosophically, pain serves a deeper purpose than the physical experience we endure. If we look at Christianity, some may justify pain as the consequence of the first documented human fall, theologically referred to as sin. Remember the story of Adam and Eve? The underlying purpose can lead to a spiritual growth or a deeper reliance on God, and not to mention the fulfillment of reaping the benefits of their harvest, basking in his kingdom of heaven. Buddhism teaches us that suffering stems from our attachments and desires. Although a central theme in life, the path to liberation from this experience is to mindfully detach. Finally arriving at nirvana is the ultimate goal, a state of enlightenment free from suffering. And lastly, Islam's teachings view pain as the ultimate test of faith. Whether a reminder or a consequence of the choices made through free will, pain remains. Perseverance and trust in Allah is necessary for the journey leading to achieving the eventual rewards in the hereafter. Continuous pondering will only leave me to reside in a lifelong labyrinth. I have the understanding. And if you and I hone the same characteristics that make us human, we hone the same characteristics to dwell in and understand the spiritual. The answers have not been provided to me. They have been in me all along. The practices, or religions, as advertised in the physical, all follow the same doctrine housed in various articles of faith. Just like the breath of my body, although difficult to believe, pain is significant to my very survival. Okay, that is Suffering and Survival. Going over it again, I mean, obviously I revisited the poem before sharing it with y'all today, but I do really like this poem. Like, it explores the need for pain in a sense, and why we go through. Like, I genuinely had this question. Like I said, I recorded this last year about February-ish, but I did write it in January, from what I remember. I had this question for the longest because just, I think around that time a lot was happening, not only for me personally, but like people in my life and just stuff I don't know. But even today, as we can see in the news and the media, and even personally, like, we all got things going on, but I'm trying to understand, or to remind myself that everything does happen for a good reason. That's usually what I say. I say that to my friends, and whoever knows me always knows that I say everything happens for a good reason. I know there's certain things in life that you obviously can't justify. Like, it's like my grandma passing just now. You can't justify that. There's certain things you can't be like, oh, this is to make me a like, realistically, you can't justify it. But to keep myself sane or moving in a way that keeps me, I guess, up, even when I'm like down, I remind myself that everything happens for a good reason. Like, anything that you go through in this life is to push you into, you know, a higher time, is to push you into being a stronger person, into being a better person, into moving a different way. Like, whether it's something that you literally, it's out of your control and you cannot justify it, you definitely can see that it pushed you to do something, or it pushed you in a different way, shape, or form. Like, of course, it's unfortunate, people in our lives passing away. Like, no one ever wishes for that. No one asks for that. Nobody wants that. No one wants people sick. No one wants any of the, and no one wants suffering. Okay. But in its own, like, interesting way, it is significant and important to not only your survival, but like thriving, like living, like moving, literally your every day. Really, I don't know what other words to use to put it into perspective. But something that I was thinking about as well, of course, like I'm saying, like, let me just refer to my notes. We need pain to push us forward, of course, like I just said. And something that I keep in mind too, our low lows are important because they help us recognize our high highs. You would never know that you're having, oh my God, this is the best day of my life. Oh my God, I'm having a blast. Oh my God. If you never had experiences that sucked. If you never had days where you couldn't get out of bed, days where you just didn't want to see anybody, days where you just can't, days where you couldn't, days where you really, really, really like, leave me alone. Trust me, I've had those days. I'm human. I'm not perfect. I have those days. I know we both have those days. It's okay, babe. You want a hug? I'll give you a hug. But more importantly, we would never recognize our high highs if we never had our low lows. So with that, like, be grateful for the days where it's a little bit cloudy. Be grateful for the days where it's dark. Be grateful for the days where sometimes you just can't. Because the next day is going to be even better. The next day is going to be like the next day is going to be better. Anytime you're feeling like, oh my God, I've hit rock bottom, or I just can't, just know that the next day is going to be better. Just put one foot after the other, 1 minute after the other, one minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day. It's okay. Take your time. Okay. Oh yes. So like I already said, everything does happen for a good reason. At least I believe. And like I said, we can't justify everything, but I don't know. We really can't justify anything, but I've said this before. Honestly, in this life, you really have to you got to make shit work for you, buddy. You really do. No one's going to do it for you. No one's going to come and save you. You have to take certain beliefs and use that as like your fuel for every day. I have so many different little like mantras that I say to myself. Everything happens for a good reason. Everything's working out in my favor. Just so many different little ones. You'll probably hear it in different videos, but this one really does keep me sane, because I'm not about to sit here and contemplate, oh, why'd that happen to me, and oh, what was me, and oh. Again, I'm human. I've done this before. Okay, and there are days where I do it where it's like, damn it, everything's against me, but it's not. Everything's working in your favor. Everything is conspiring in your favor. God is literally working everything out in your favor. You want it, it's yours. You want it, believe it, it's yours. Like, we're getting off topic, but anywho, referring to my notes. Oh yes, I am currently reading the book, I love reading, I'm a reading gal. I'm currently reading this book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a by Mark Manson. It's a good read. I think I'm on chapter 4 right now, which is funny enough, divine timing, right? Oh, drop my, whatchamacallit. Chapter 4 is actually titled The Value of Suffering. I know, right? I know. Crazy, crazy, crazy how that just aligns so perfectly with the video that we are doing today, with the poem that we're doing today. And I just read part of this chapter literally yesterday. But I did want to read, I think I lost the page, y'all. I don't want to read too much of it, but I wanted to read something that I did highlight from it. For those who have read the book, I know you're probably like, yeah, 10 out of 10. For those who have not read it yet, I would recommend. I'm nowhere near done yet. I'm only on chapter 4. I believe there's 9 chapters, so I'm actually going to be done very soon. My goal this year, or let me start over. My goal this month of January is to read, how many did I put? To finish 1 book. Okay, so so my goal for January is to finish 1 book, but for the year of 2026, honestly, I would love to finish at least 5 more books. It would be beautiful. It'd be great. If I could do more, shout out to you, Mabel. If I could do more, Mabel, I will buy you whatever you want in this life. If you could do more than 5 books in this 2026, yeah, I get you whatever you want. But anywho, month of January, 1 book, okay? And I know this is going to be the book that I finish for this month. But, can you tell I'm annoyed? What? Yeah, I just recorded that entire video. It was still going. It showed the time was going, and it just, I looked at it when I was done, and most of the video was not even there. So anyways, let's finish. Or let's refinish, whatever. But what I was going to read from this book, I don't want to get into the full story that comes before the quotes that I'm about to give you, but let's get into it. So he says, these men both chase how they wish to suffer. Hiro Onada chose to suffer for loyalty to a dead empire. Suzuki chose to suffer for adventure. No matter how ill-advised, to both men, their suffering meant something. It fulfilled some greater cause. And because it meant something, they were able to endure it or perhaps even enjoy it. And the reason why I wanted to read the quote from this book is because this touches base on suffering that is, in a sense, a choice. Like, he then goes on to say, why am I suffering? For what purpose? Rather than asking, like, how do I stop suffering? Because at the end of the day, suffering is going to happen regardless in this life. Whether you want it, it's like suffering is whoa, English. Suffering is inevitable, okay? But I like this quote because it kind of goes to the notion or the mentality that I have that everything in this life worth having is not easy to get, okay? For example, you want this, like, you have this dream body in mind. You want to be up in the gym at 6 a.m. You want, like, you have a dream of, like, this discipline and routine that you want when it comes to, like, your physical life and staying active, okay? To get to said place that you want to be, there is suffering involved. One, if you're not a morning person, you know, the suffering of waking up early at 6 a.m., it's cold, the suffering of getting to the gym, the suffering of putting in those reps, that like there is some form of suffering. In this case, this is like suffering that you choose because it's a place that you want to get to. Yes? Okay. Versus like the suffering that you can't control. Of course, like loved ones pass, you know, things that we just can't control, things that happen and that you just can't control, but you then take that suffering and use it as fuel to get you to a better place, you know? So this suffering that he talks about in this book is, I mean, I guess they're both kind of the same, but different, because in this case, this suffering is controllable, right? Like you want to start a business, so you're going to put in those extra hours, you know, reading up on things. You're going to say no to hanging out with friends so that you can save money. You're going to do all these different things that in the moment you're like, oh, I feel like I'm missing out. I got FOMO. I miss my friends and blah, 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 blah. But all in all, that's going to help you progress to get to where you want to be, a successful business owner, right? But then there's other suffering that we can't control. Like, I don't want to get too political, but like, you see what's going on in the damn world. These people is crazy. These folks is crazy. Like, you hear me? These folks is crazy. unfortunately, that's stuff that we cannot control, but we have to use it as fuel to, I don't know, get us to a place that we want to be. Like, especially for advocates as like myself, of course, the social work degree, and just like as a regular human being who has a heart, a mind, a soul, and like is an empath, you know, all the things. We take the crazy things that are happening right now, the suffering, and we're like, okay, how do I use this as fuel? For artists, they'll take it and they'll, you know, put that into their work. How can I express how I'm feeling, how upset I am, how, you know, ridiculous that whatever is going on is happening right now? How can I take that and put that into my work? For artists, that's how they do it. For advocates, of course, it's like, okay, how can I, you know, maybe get laws passed or get bills passed that can help with da-da-da-da-da-da-da. At the end of the day, both sufferings should be taken and like they're used to then put you in a better place, I guess. Like suffering, pain, challenges, no one wants it, of course. Who wants to sit here and ouchie, ouchie? No one wants that. But it is significant to getting to a place that, quote unquote, like you want to be, or like to elevation, to get to an elevated place, to get to level up. Okay, even in like video games, of course, like it's not easy to get to the big bad boss. You got level 1 through 67 and you suffered and struggling and like, I can't get it. Okay, but now you made it to level 100 and you done beat the boss because you took all that strife and like you learn from it and you use it as like fuels to, okay, I did this on this level, how can I be better to like do better on this next level? Okay. But I'm honestly trying to remember everything that I said in that last recording before I was disrespectfully disrespected by my phone. But I really do enjoy this book. Like I said, this is going to be the book that I finished for this month of January. I was going to ask for recommendations for like the rest of the year, but I'm literally staring at half of the books that I own right now that still need to be read. So, but for those who have read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a go ahead and in the comments, I would say leave maybe something that you learned from this book, something that you still use in your life today, or something that you want to add to the conversation that we just had today about suffering and survival. Or even if you're like a poet who also wants to, you know, double dabble and like share some stuff, let me know. One thing that I am trying to do, and like I haven't said this out loud to anybody yet, so y'all are hearing it first, I guess. But I do want to push myself to actually learn methods to memorize my poems so that when I go to open mics, I can like give it to them like rapid fire spoken word, and I'm not like referring to my notes or referring to my phone, right? And I know that's going to take time. The thought of it always scares me. And I literally like psych myself out and like I don't do it. I was trying with one poem a couple months ago, but like I just never went to go do it. But literally with like the conversation that we're having right now, anything in this life worth having is, you know, there's suffering to it. I might be scared, there might be fear, and like I might suck when I start off, but if I want to get to a place where I'm able to, you know, have these poems off my dome and like give it to you like that, I'm gonna have to put in the work. Like I'm going to have to endure those challenges, right, to get to that place. But thank you so much for coming and watching and tuning in. I will see you guys next week because like I said, we're on a mission, beloved. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of you. We'll see what else I share with y'all for the month of January. I'm taking some stuff out of my archives, or like I call it, my poetic discography. But yes, thank you so much for coming. Love y'all. Toodles.